So thanks everyone for coming along to tonight's clinic. I know it's a long weekend and all that, so I really appreciate everyone coming out. Especially appreciative of Nashi for putting his hand up when Peter Monaghan became unavailable. So basically what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to go for the first roughly half an hour, and I'm going to show a lot of skill development stuff and some things that you can do in your sessions as a part of like your warm-up. I'll show some shooting drills that you can just do just throughout practice where you feel necessary. So that would be kind of the first half an hour, and then I'll hand over to Nashi and he'll show you a lot of the stuff that they're going to be doing with the Chargers women's team this year. I think like any chance we get to get coaches together, it's always a really good opportunity to learn, and I'm sure you'll get a lot out of tonight's clinic, and I'm sure Nash will be the same throughout. If you ever have any questions about, just chuck your hand up, and we're happy for it to be engaging and not just us talking for 90 minutes. This clinic is definitely for you, the coaches. So it won't look like a practice session as such. Normally, obviously practice session, there's a lot of reps and the athletes, you do a quick demo and then you get the athletes going. That's not how a coaching clinic how tonight's coaching clinic will operate. It will be like a quick demo, couple reps, and then we'll move on to something else. So we'll just almost give you a little taste of what it is, and then obviously imagine a practice how long that might go for, how many reps you want the athletes to get. And I said to the athletes before, we make no apology that there will be a fair bit of talking tonight, which obviously at practice you would try to minimise that. One thing I want to make really clear, so with what I'm showing is, and I say this all the time at clinics, it's not the drills that make the athletes better. So I'm not going to show you a magical drill tonight that's going to make everyone great players. It's what you emphasise throughout the drills. It's what your coaching points are, what your teaching points are. That is where athletes, you see the improvement in the athletes. So keep that in mind. I'll try and do a good job of that throughout and just highlighting what a couple of the key coaching points or teaching points are for everything we do. Like I said, I'm going to focus more on skill development. I guess there's three groups of things that I'm going to quickly show you. So the first one will be on communication and some things they can do at the beginning of practice to get the athletes talking and communicating and competing and having a bit of fun. So that's the first group of things. The second group of things is shooting drills that, you can definitely do as a part of your warm-up. Something that I think is useful as well is just having set drills that you just yell out the name of it and the athletes know, that's what that drill is, and you can do that at any stage of practice. So maybe you've started scrimmaging, maybe it gets a little bit sloppy, or you just feel like you need to break up practice. You might just say, all right, 1 minute line shooting, and then they're just getting reps up, and it's just almost like a quick little refresh throughout practice. So shooting's the second group, and then the last group of things would be just a bunch of one-on-one situations and just some different things you can do to encourage one-on-one play throughout practice. So that's enough of me talking. We'll start showing you some stuff. Again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Right, basketball's down. Quickly, let's move quickly. And I need everyone to spread out anywhere inside the 3-point line. Okay, so first thing, call it Bevo numbers. That's what Mark Radford calls it. I'm pretty sure he got it from Rob Beveridge, so hence why it's got that name. So really easy, I'm just going to yell out a number, and you've got to get in a group of that many people. Right, so you've got to quickly be really proactive, quickly communicate, and figure it out. Make sense? If you miss out, right, then there'll be a quick 2 push-ups if you don't get it done. So it's a race, right? 3. All right, so you 2 push-ups. So you've got to quickly move around. All right, 5. All right, you 3, 2 push-ups. 2. Have your knee too slow. All right, everyone, just spread out, and you've got to be moving around, just jogging around on the spot. All right, moving around a little bit, yep. Same thing. 7. Caleb, 2 push-ups, too slow. All right, spread out, moving around. Let's go, we'll go 1 more of this. 4. All right, this group, 2 push-ups, too slow. Good job. All right, next thing, when I say go, you'll partner up, you've got one ball in your pair. You and your partner, so imagine I was with Caleb, we'd be facing each other and the ball would just be on the ground. Right, and you're spreading out. Right, quickly, get that organised, go. Quick, spread out, need a heap of space here. All right, so basketball on the ground, yep. And you're pretty close to close enough that you could grab the basketball. So you're gonna be in a basketball stance here, and I'm gonna yell out, so head, shoulders, knees, might yell out some different body parts. When I say ball, first person to grab the ball and get possession of it gets the win. And you're gonna keep track of your wins here. Make sense? All right, head, shoulders, knees, head. Now if I trick you, then your partner gets a point. Right, so everyone should have their hands on their head right now. Knees, ball. All right, back on the ground, here we go. Keep track of your points. Head, shoulders, knees, ball. Put it back down, here we go. Head, shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, knees, ball. Got two more, ready? Two more, same thing, two more. Head, shoulders, ears, knees, head, shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, knees, and head. Head, shoulders, ball. All right, last one, ready? Last one. Head, shoulders, head, ball. All right, good job. All right, compare like your points, and if you lost, you got 2 push-ups. All right, same thing. So now everyone needs a basketball when you're facing your partner, just like you are right here. Quick. And let's spread out, just come up towards halfway a bit more. So we're not quite on the baseline, just spreading out, you and your partner. All right, next one. So it's going to be paper, scissors, rock. Okay, so you've done this before? Yeah, so you're going to be in a basketball stance and you're going to be jumping to that rhythm. All right, so is it rock, paper, scissors or paper, scissors? All right, we're doing the shoot. I don't know what that, like it's different in Tassie than what it is in Queensland. I don't understand, like it's different now. There's a shoot part, which I don't understand. Anyway, you're closer. All right, so you're jumping to that rhythm, so it's going to be, what is it, rock, paper, scissors? Yeah. So it's rock, paper, scissors, and then shoot, and you make a decision. If the feet are split like that, that would be scissors. Feet are together would be rock. Feet are apart would be paper. All right, quick demo here. All right, and then you're just keeping track of, like you against your partner, keep track of your wins. All right, ready? Ready? Here we go. All right, freeze there. Okay, so now for the tie, so say you both do the same thing, first person to put that basketball on the ground gets the win. All right, ready? Go. All right, freeze there. Okay, good. Now everything is a scissors step, so it's rock, paper, scissors, whatever you decide. Go. All right, freeze there, good. Okay, let's just get 2 pairs, just go down to that end. So same thing, 2 pairs. All right, so, yep, quick, you 2 pairs. So just stand over there. Exact same game. All right, now you're gonna pick, so let's say Neve, that's your sideline. And let's come a little bit more towards the middle, so it's a little bit fairer. Okay, and Ruby, that's your sideline. All right, that's your sideline, that's your sideline. So it's all exactly the same, okay? So, yep, you're doing it. You can be, not quite, because both are gonna be going at the same time. So maybe holding quarter, stand up a bit higher. Yeah, it's fine. Right, so you're going. Okay, whoever wins, okay, so there'll be a winner. Whoever wins will be on offense. Now you're both, as soon as we have our result, okay, it's like racing as quick as you can. You've got to dribble to the sideline. Okay, the person who wins keeps that basketball. So as an example, Neve, you win, which side? So you would like dribble over to the sideline and you just got to touch the sideline with your foot and then you're attacking the hoop, trying to score. You would run to your sideline, place your ball down, running across, and you're just like placing it down on the sideline and contesting the shot. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. If it's a tie, same as before. First put it on the ground, gets the win. All right? Everyone's got that? Yeah. All right, go. You can begin. Here we go. Here we go. Good, you only get one shot, only get one shot. Play off 2 feet when you drive, play off 2 feet, here we go. Make sure you place it on the sideline so the ball doesn't roll back on the court. All right, stop there, freeze, stop there, good. Okay, exactly the same. Whoever wins, you go to just that sideline now. Right, so which sideline are you going to? So as an example, if Holly wins, you would both go to Holly's sideline, okay? And same deal, you place the ball down, court here, and you're playing. Got that? All right, last one here, ready? Here we go. And now you're playing one-on-one proper, so play till there's possessions done or the defense gets it. All right, keep going, keep going. So all this stuff is just things to, more than anything, stimulate the athlete's minds as a part of your warm-up. Like, just gets them thinking a little bit, they've got to figure it out. As soon as they get comfortable, so the job of a coach is to make athletes uncomfortable. So as soon as they get a little bit comfortable, you just change the rule, or you give them something different to think about. And you'll just see like their minds are ticking over a little bit, and that's good. Because you do that early in the session, then hopefully it will help them be sharper towards the end of the session when we're doing a bit more technical offense and defense. Let's go, one more, one more, one more. All right, good job. Okay, everyone down here. Let's go down here. Bring your basketballs. All right. Let's go. Everyone, place your. We just need 2 basketballs. Give me 2 basketballs right there. Everyone else, basketballs down on the green line, out of the way. All right. Need a team lining up behind me here. Quick. Team of 3 players. Team of 2 players in the nail. Team of 3 players right there. Quick. 3, 2, 3. All right. So. Last thing to get us going a little bit and competing a little bit. So we call this Hamburger Drill. So 2 basketballs, 3 teams. When I say go, the person at the front of each line will run in, okay, running in to grab basketball. Now there's only 2 of them, so obviously someone won't have a basketball. Now the rule is you've got to make 2 shots. Once you've made 2 shots, you'll run, and then you've got to high five your teammate, and then they'll come in. Doesn't matter what hand. All right, so the person who doesn't have the basketball contesting, for this you're allowed to be a little bit physical. So you're allowed to like push, foul a little bit, obviously within reason, you're not trying to hurt anyone. Does that make sense? Yep. Once you've made your 2 shots, you run back, high five your teammate. First team to get all the way through wins, and Eve, you have to go twice. We got it? Go.
Oh no.
Quick, come on, let's go, contest shots. Come on, walk a shot, walk a shot. Let's go, walk a shot. Done? You don't need to sit down. I'm not at a hold I can. All right, ball's back. Okay, we're gonna go again. Now, I said before, so it's not the drills that make them better, it's the teaching points. I haven't really given you many teaching points yet. So for this, our teaching points are, so athletes' teaching points here, when you collect the ball, your eyes should already be on the rim, right? So some of us right now, we're kind of getting it, you're like looking around and you start to shoot it and then you look at the rim, that's too late. Right? So by the time you have the basketball, your eyes should already be on the rim. I want you to think about being in a wide stance here. I would like to see us compete a little bit harder right? Like if you know that they're like in the lead, then you make sure you defend them on the shot, maybe, right? And you can contest and be a little bit physical, be a little bit more physical. Now part of that on the offense, on the flip side, being wide, low, strong, eyes in the rim, and finish high before you finishes. So ball shouldn't hit like the bottom part of the backboard, it shouldn't hit the front of the rim. Finish high, eyes in the rim, wide stance. Got that? Go. Good, eyes in the rim, eyes on the rim, eyes in the rim. Oh, gotta finish, eyes in the rim. Good, eyes in the rim, eyes in the rim. Come on, defense, play. Come on, let's go, come on, go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, gotta finish, eyes in the rim. Come on, come on. Play, play, play. Don't let them win. Don't let them win. Are you won? All right, winners are there. Okay, good job. All right, you two didn't win a game, right? No. It's a 5-star dump, so you two. Good job. All right, so that's the first, like I said, first little group of, more than anything, just to get athletes thinking, communicating, competing a little bit as part of our warm-up. All right, next thing, everyone needs a basketball except Caleb. Quick, run. Half of you lining up behind me on this wing here, half of you on the wing over there. Caleb, yep, you're lining up still. So you come this side. Well, one of you go there. What do you go there? All right. So now, next group of things is some shooting drills that you can just do as part of your warm-up. You might do it just randomly throughout practice when you feel like you need to break it up. So I just call this 1 minute of line, we call it 1 minute line shooting. Right, and something I'll do with this is we record our scores, and then as the season goes on, you try and obviously want to set a new personal best every time. If you do it a lot, we actually say you're not always going to beat your personal best, but you're going to try beat the average score that you get. Right, so really simple drill. So line up behind Holly, so straight line, exact same thing there. So person without the basketball will start it off. So Caleb's going to sprint as fast as he can, and our teaching points for this is sprint your cuts. So it's not a slow jog, you're like in a straight line, dead set sprint. You're going to catch the ball just past the red, so the split line, which is the red line here. So receive the pass, you're going to turn on your inside foot, shoot, you chase after your rebound, you get your rebound, you go to the line that you receive the pass from. Right, Holly, after you pass, you'll do the exact same thing. So dead set sprint, inside foot just past this side of split line. So you're basically shooting right next to each other, so there's a little bit of pressure on your shots. Right? As a group, we're going to count our scores. Our score as a group. We got that? Sprint your cuts, throw great passes. So this is one of the most underrated things in shooting drills is the passing. You don't want okay passing, you don't want good you want great passes. Every pass is on target, it's on the money. Sprint cuts, great passes. Ready? Go, go, sprint. Yeah, let's go, sprint, sprint. Here we go. Oh man. Quick, let's go, sprint cuts, great passes, sprint cuts, not too wide, catch it just past the split line. Sprint cuts, great passes. Sprint your cut, great passes. Even the line's up, you need to. All right, freeze there, freeze. Okay, let's go back. What are we on? All right, we'll go reset, and now everyone's gonna count the score. So it's really easy. If you make a shot, you yell out, 1. You make the next shot, you would yell out, 2. I'm sure we know how to count. All right, so sprint your cuts and yell out really loud when you make a shot so we all know what we're on. Wasn't too bad. If that happens like it did where there's like 1 person over there and 4 over there, then just use common sense and fix it. Make sure so Claire and a couple others were, you were getting like way too wide. I want you to just pass the split line inside foot. We got it? We'll go for another. So we would normally just do this once. If we're just really not happy with it, we would probably just swap ends and then do it again. All right, but just so you get the feel for the drill. We'll go one more time for 30 seconds. Ready? Go, sprint, sprint, count your score. Go, sprint cuts, great passes. Sprint cuts. All right, freeze there, good job. All right, get the picture? 1 minute line shooting. All right, need 3 lines, 3 basketballs at the front of each line. So 1, 2, 3. All the other basketballs, place them down. We wouldn't drop it. Quick. You wouldn't roll it. You would run and place them. Okay, I'm sure most of you would have seen this before. There's a bunch of different names for it. We just call it 2-minute shooting. So you shoot it, you get your rebound, pass it back to your line. For today, we're just going to run and touch the green line and join a new line. Right? Our talk should be really good. So that was the whole point of the warm-up, is get us, thinking and talking a little bit. So I know there's coaches there, but you're going to talk. All right? You're going to communicate. As a team, we count our score. Coaching points here, hungry hands. So when you're at the front of the line, like you're not like this, you're like in a stance, you've got hungry hands, like you want the ball. Right? And again, great passes. Those are 2 teaching points. All right, ready? Go. Go, hungry hands, great passes. Hungry hands, great passes. Yeah, talk it up, let's go. If you're the back of the line, you can clap your hands, you can bring some energy. Clap your hands, bring some energy. Clap your hands, bring some energy. All right, stop. All right, so what was I yelling out? Okay, so I'm glad you all heard that and no one did it. All right, so that's not being very coachable. I'll give you a hint, then it'd be great if some people could have started clapping their hands. All right, we'll move on. Everyone's got that? So that'd be 2-minute shooting. Obviously, we'd go for 2 minutes. All right, next one. Holly underneath the hoop there. Give me you two lining up off the court, free line extended there. Coco on that hoop down there. You two over there, and Queg can go whiff. Line up on the sideline, free line extended. Ball down, Neve, and you go line up there. All right, last shooting drill I'll show you. So we would do this for 2 minutes. Call it mud transition drill. I'll just show you one of the variations to it. You could, like before there's stuff, thinking about how you might want to adapt it to your team. All right, so I'll just show you one thing you could do. Depending on your philosophy and transition, you could tweak it a little bit. And I know Nashi will touch on that a bit later. So all that's going to happen, we would start at the same time. You're going to throw an outlet pass. So we'll just go here to start off with. So outlet pass. All right, this person, you're going to catch the ball. You're going to get it on your left hand, and you're going to get it just not quite on the seam, kind of where the blue line is. All right, so Abby's doing that. Okay, after you throw your outlet pass, Holly, you're going to sprint really wide, and you're going to hit the tee. So the tee is where the sideline hits the halfway line. So you're running down, you've got to hit the tee, you're dribbling it up here, okay, so you're probably dribbling up in your left hand, let's say. You're going to come to a jump stop about here. You're nice and wide, so really wide. Then running in, curving in, you're going to throw a bounce pass in front, shoot a way up. Abby will chase after it. Holly shoots it. And then Abby will get the rebound. So Abby will time her rebound, get it, and then you would start going the other way, Abby. All right, let's go back to the start. So we'll go for just 20 seconds, just everyone will get a rep or two of it, and then we'll go for real. All right, ready? Go. Good, go. Outlet pass, sprint to the sideline, hit the tee. Hit the tees, got to get wide. Hit the tee. All right, freeze there. Okay, just back here, Claudia. Need back there. All right, so now that's pretty good. We can talk a little bit more as we're doing this. The tee, so it's where the sideline hits the halfway line. You physically have to run this wide and hit the tee. Bam. Everyone's got that? Is this the tee here? Ruby? No, so you wouldn't run the lanes that narrow. So you're going to get really wide on your lanes. We got it? All right, we'll go for another 30 seconds. Ready? Let's go. Let's pick it up now. Let's go. So some variations to this. You could have outlet pass, and then the person who passes it just runs down basically the middle lane. So the charge circle and post up. The person who catches it here will just dribble it down to the wing down there and throw post entry. Another variation, you could have basically the same thing, but they would pass it to them when they get to the wing and go set a drag screen. That'd be another variation. You can, again, depending on athletes and whatever skills you want to work on, you can change the types of passes. Obviously you can change sides, what hand you're dribbling with. So think about how you might alter the drill to suit your team. All right, stop there. And again, we would go for 2 minutes, we would record the score for that. All right, good job. Okay, partner up, you need one ball in your pair. Right, and then just give me everyone on the baseline. Quickly, good job. All right, so as our second group of things, so some shooting stuff. I'm just gonna show you 2 one-on-one things and then I'll hand over to Nashi so I don't take too much of his time. Okay, so what's gonna happen? So who are you with? You two? All right, so Neve on the baseline. Neve, you're in line. You're gonna be in line with that cone there. And then Coco on the baseline, in line with this cone here. So I just call this one-on-one chaser drill. It's not a complex drill and I'm sure you've all done something like this before. So all will happen, Neve, you just dribble up, you've got to dribble around the cone. As soon as, go back. So you don't need to walk it through, right? I'll just tell you and you can get it done. As soon as Neve moves, you will move. And then you've got to run around your cone and play defense. All right, for this, so what I want to see, I'll give you a couple of different moves you can encourage the athletes to use. So for this one, Neve, when you come around, right, so Coco, she's going to be in front of you. Once you, after you've come around the cone, you're actually going to go slow for a little bit, like you slow down, right? You might even come out of a stance. I then want to clearly see you drop and go. So there's this clear change of speed. So that's the move. We'll call it drop and go. Make sense? All right, let's just see, and maybe who are you with? All right, you just jump behind. We'll get a couple of demos of this and then we'll move on to the next one. All right, ready? Here we go. Yeah, next one, here we go. Drop and go, drop and go. Yeah, next one. Want to see a clear drop your hips and go. Let's go one more time. Yep, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. All right, freeze there. Okay, not too bad. So that move there, called drop and go. Okay, that was a couple of pretty good examples. What we don't actually want the athletes to do is just come around the cone and just stay at like this same speed the whole time. It becomes pretty easy to defend. So now the next move, we'll keep the drill the same. The next move, you're gonna come around here, and I wanna actually see the defender, like try to get around the cone and then close the gap if you can. All right, offense, you're gonna get to here and you're just gonna, we'll call it glide. So you're just gonna be like gliding, and then it's very similar, like you'll drop and go. But we're gonna see you like glide sideways and then attack. Okay, here we go. Good, next one, here we go. Good, glide. Nice. All right, stop there, good. Okay, everyone come to halfway. All right, actually, sorry, person that doesn't have the basketball halfway. Quick, person that doesn't have the basketball halfway. Everyone else, so 2 people on that sideline, 2 people on that sideline, we can go both. And again, obviously coaches, I'm just more than anything want to show you the drills. I probably wouldn't have practice operate that way where I'd have like us lining up when we could probably do it on both sides, both ends. Okay, who are you with? All right, so Ruby, you're gonna have both feet inside the 3-point line here. Abby, you're gonna be just like half a step this side of halfway. So half step inside, cool. Okay, so Ruby, you're gonna pass the ball out to Abby, and Abby, you're gonna actually step into the pass. You're gonna catch it on the move. All right, so you can go back and just see a quick demo of what that would look like. So yep, pass it. All right, now your job is to try to close the gap, and you're catching on the move, and then you're attacking downhill, Abby. All right, so you're going full speed, downhill. The offense should have an advantage for this drill, right? So now the moves I want to see, so I'll give you 2 that you can use. So first one, catching it, and I'm tacking downhill. Okay, I can use an in-out dribble. All right, so in-out dribble. So onside, in-out, whatever language you decide you want to use is fine. So you're taking the ball across and then back. So that's one thing you could do. The other thing you could do is attack so you're ready playing defense, you're gonna cross over, jab, step, and go. So it's not a traditional crossover where you would kind of plant and crossover. You actually cross the ball over, jab afterwards and go. Does that make sense? So onside dribble or cross, jab and go. All right? Oh, ball's back there, sorry. That side you can be ready to go. So this side will go, then that side will go. Here we go. Attack down, stop, go back. No, it's not catch it and stop. It's like you're catching it on the move and you're attacking it downhill. All right? I want you to imagine you're running down a hill. Ready? Here we go. Attack, attack, attack. Yep, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Attack downhill. Good, good onside. Good, good onside, here we go. Good. Good cross and jab, good. Pivot, pivot. Good, here we go. Let's go one more. All right, awesome job. All right, can everyone just jump on the baseline? Awesome. Okay, so again, really brief, and I always do this thing where I plan to go through too much stuff. So sorry, Nashi, taking a bit of time. So again, think about, and I did have, and I'm happy to go through at any stage, just some different ways you can play one-on-one at practice. That one there, that last one, try to give the offense a pretty good advantage. There are some other drills where you can flip around and give the defense a pretty big advantage depending on what you want to emphasize. That might be emphasizing ball pressure, so you put the defense in a situation where they feel comfortable getting into the ball a bit more. The moves there, so to quickly go through them again. So call it drop and go, so you attack and you just drop your hips and go. There's a clear change of speed. Second move is glide, so you're gliding and then you're off. Okay, third move, see it like all the time. Onside or in and out dribble. Okay, and then the last one, which I really like, and if you can nail it, it's a really tough move to defend, is you cross the ball over, you jab and then go. All right, there is a fifth move that we didn't show where you have the basketball. It's kind of like a crossover where you push off and you just push the ball out in front of you. So it's almost, you're not quite carrying the ball, you're pushing off and then you put a pass and try and attack the defender. So all some different things to think about how you might be able to shift your defender who's in front of you. All right, can we put our hands together for the athletes? I know they're going to go for the next hour.
So firstly, thanks Nick and BTAS for the opportunity to come along tonight. I was actually really looking forward to being in the stands and hearing Peter Lonergan. I'm a big fan of Peter, and I think we're all really fortunate in Australia to have Pete, but also the other network of coaches such as Nick, Mark Radford, Brad in Launceston. So I listened to a podcast with Peter on the way down as a bit of a substitute. But great opportunity tonight, as Nick said, just to get coaches together. My plan for tonight is just to talk through some of the philosophy that we're having with the Chargers women's program. So it's not too much about going into real technical detail about X's and O's with sideline out of bounds plays or half court offense, but really looking at what are our objectives as a team and then what are some of the build-ups that we need to work on to get to that. So for us at the moment, we're about 7 or 8 weeks out from the season, starting to get the group on court. So it is actually a bit of a work in progress as well. And I'd just like to acknowledge Brad Simmons in the middle, assistant coach, and also Maddie Moreta, who's been with the Kings last year. It's been great having Maddie on board with the Chargers women this year as well. So just a few things around the team. Great opportunity for us and young Tasmanian athletes as well, to have players like Kathleen Shear back in town, 4 years at Duke University, WNBL, played in Russia, Poland, and now back down here, and bringing someone like Shyla Healing, who's only a couple of years older than you guys, but has been in the WNBL, I think, since she was 14, on and off, and would be in the WNBA now if it wasn't for the restrictions around how many years you need to be removed from high school, because she's only in grade 12 this year, technically, so, or last year. So in the next couple of years, Shyla's going to be in the WNBA and probably in Opal's point guard at some time in the future. So really great that she's selected Hobart as the next part in her pathway, and we're really keen to get her out with girls basketball in this part of the state. So a few things just before we get back on court. For us as a team, really big on the culture, what we do off the court, the way we play. So we'll be doing some work around developing a bit of a team identity. It's something that, whether it's in the corporate world, whether it's in football, other sports, I think it's really important for a team to have a trademark identity. So you can say, well, yes, we have our KPIs on the court, but there might be a few words that we put on the whiteboard. So last time I coached the Chargers, we said we were a team that was going to be united, we're going to be relentless and being accountable. So we had those 3 words on the board. Every game we'd come off, we talk through our scout, how do we go with that? And then also go through, how do we go in that space? Were we united? What were we like on the bench? Were we talking amongst ourselves? Gaps in the bench, all those sort of things. And we'd have little measures in place. So looking at doing similar things. Now, we're not that much different than club teams really. Like, yes, we're playing in Australia's second tier comp, but at the end of the day, most of our players are at uni or they're working full time. We've got mums with a couple of kids in the team. I work full time. So really what we're trying to do is play in an elite competition, but we're really very much a community club. So a lot of the things that we're doing, you can take elements of that back into your clubs. So high level overview tonight, going to talk through some of our fast break build-ups, and we're really coming back to the terminology of fast break rather than talking about transition, because then players are overthinking about where do I need to be on the floor, what's our structure, what do I need to do next. We're saying our first thing is we want to really put pressure on the ring. That's the best way for us to start our fast break, and then we'll have some secondary stuff, which we won't get into all that detail tonight. Then we'll talk about some of our build-ups in full court D, looking at a man-to-man, some pressure denial type stuff, but then also looking at a zone press, which for us this year is about trying to change the tempo of the game, and but also sort of slowing the game down a little bit, and I'll talk through that a bit later. So as far as the athletes go tonight, there'll be some things that are a bit different. Let's just lock in and see how we go executing those. And then the last thing that I'll go through tonight is our philosophy around a 2-3 zone in the half court. And just to give you a bit of a background with that one, there was a guy in Hobart, Wayne Brown, who spent some time in New Zealand coaching the New Zealand NBL with the New Zealand Breakers. And I went to him last time I was coaching the Chargers and said, I need a 2-3 zone. What are your thoughts? So I've sort of pulled a lot of his thinking about how to be successful in a zone, especially if you might need to hide some players. So we'll talk about that tonight. But before I get going, I thought I'd just throw to the floor and say, is there anything that you guys as coaches would want to go through tonight? And we'll see if we can cover that as well in the next 45 minutes or so. So anything that you'd love to see tonight or work through? That's all good. All right, let's get started. So just for you guys, you've been sitting down for a bit now. We're just going to do a quick drill just to get your lungs going. I really enjoyed what Nick did. We have exactly the same issues with our Chargers women's program. Turn up. If I said to the team, or Brad's got a smile on his face, he knows what's coming. If I said, right, there's 5 minutes or 10 minutes on the clock, you guys as a team warm up. There'd be 3 people over here having a bit of a chat. There'd be a couple at half court, just walking like this. There'd be 2 more down there, and that's the way they go at a semi-elite level. All right, so really like the way of getting your team in, be really short, sharp, but by the end of our warm up, we should all have the lungs screaming and a sweat up. All right, so let's jump out, guys. And what we'll do, we'll make it nice and easy. Let's get 3 white players under the bucket with a ball. The 4th white player, you're just going to be on the baseline. Gold team will do the same down that end. Now, this is not part of our O trans, just to get a sweat up again. The way it's going to work, 3 people, there's only 1 ball. So similar philosophy to Nick with the Hamburger Drill, was it? We call that drill Opal's layup drill, and do something very similar. There's 1 ball. It's the first person to score 2 baskets. So that's really the only rule. Again, a bit of contact's okay other than pushing and so forth. Once you get 2, you're going to sprint to the other end of the court. You guys will be doing the same thing, and the 3rd person will jump in. You keep your score. So let's say Caleb might be on 1, Coco's got 2, she's gone. Caleb gets the next one, he's got 2, he's gone. So players should be sprinting end to end. You're not going to be out of the drill for long. So 1 more size 6. Yep. Yep, you go end to end, all right? So that's the instruction, let's get to it. Yep, first person to score 2 wins. We'll only go for 1 minute, yep, go, we're live. Get 2 and you're out of there. Go, next person in. Yep, you go to the end of the line. Finish it off. 30 seconds. Keep going. Go, Coco. Yeah, jump in. Yep, it's just 2 on 2. Next person down here, go. Sprint, quick. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay, 3 lines at the halfway, 3 lines at the half, middle, 2 outlet lines. And one of the things I didn't say earlier, but it was a bit of an observation from the warm-up as well, and I think it's something that we all need to work at in Hobart basketball, and it shows when we go to things like Country Cup or Oz Champs, is finishing. And Kathleen Shearer actually pulled our charges group up last night after we'd been going some 3-on-2, 2-on-1 type stuff, and again just really got on the team about finishing, missing wide open layups or slightly contested layups, all right? So let's lock in on our execution. 2 balls in the middle. Again, just part of us getting ready. Now we're going to be going into fast break situation in a minute, so let's think about playing with pace. UCLA layups. So Caleb, you're passing to Abby, at the same time Ruby, and it's a bounce pass, layup, yep, and then sprint to the next spot, next group would go, we're going for 1 minute. All right, let's get back, set it up, and go. Here we go. Get it out, get it up the sideline. Bounce pass. Pick up the pace. All right, 5 push-ups. 5 push-ups. Anyone on the floor want to tell us why we're doing push-ups? What was that? Yep, ball's bouncing on the floor. Let's get it out, up the sideline. We've got 30 seconds to go. Let's go. Here we go. Last 10 seconds. Five seconds. 2 more groups. All right. Let's same 3 spots, but now on the baseline. Again, there's a bunch of different layup drills that you can do. Sometimes we might throw in a bit of contested, just catch on the wing, bit of pressure, finishing at the rim, getting the D to start walling up. Now what we're going to do is start to replicate our fast break, but just here in the half court. So Cotter, 2-on-1. I'm assuming this drill was named after Damien Cotter. I'm not sure if you know Nick. Now with the Windy City Bulls in Chicago. Let's throw the balls out to the sideline. Yep, so Coco and Neve. All right, so first 3 people up, you're in the drill. Coco, you're dribbling as quick as you can to the half. Caleb, it's a sprint to the half. And Ruby, you've got to get 1 foot in the centre circle, then we're playing 2-on-1. So what we don't want to see from the defensive line is sprint out and then just jog back. All right, it's a foot in the circle and then you want to sprint back, okay? Defensive job, you're trying to disrupt. Don't just stay home and allow a layup over the top. Offense, we're trying to get there as quick as we can, and then it's a decision you've got to make. All right? Can you see a white shirt in front of you, Coco? You can throw it, lay up, or if Ruby's staying home, can you attack the rim? Let's go. Eyes up, attack the rim. All right, next group, go. Eyes up, eyes up. Good 10, don't wait, don't wait. Okay, just hold up. Okay, so a good example, Abby did a great job getting to the half. And then because we think we're in a drill here, who was the defender? Was it Holly? All right, Holly got a bit held up. Abby, you had the whole floor there. You thought, do I need to wait for the other players? Don't wait. Let's go. Throw the ball over, left-hand side. Same deal. Here we go. Turn and attack. Let's go. Eyes up. Last one. Okay, hold up there. So probably just some observations out of that. We're doing a reasonable job of trying to get there quick, but still we're stopping, all right, playing the drill out rather than taking what the defence gives us. The other things we've talked about, execution, finishing. I don't know, maybe we were 20 or 30% from the field, and we're probably overpassing in that situation. Same drill, now we're going to go 5 spots. So Ruby jump in here, let's get Neve to jump in. Throw the ball back right hand side. Okay, so again we're thinking about really playing with pace, but now it's 3 on 2. Okay, so offense, middle line's offense, outside line's offense. Ruby and Neve, you're on D. Same rule, you've got to sprint back to the circle, we've got to guard the ball, and we've got to guard the basket. Okay, you can't chase it and guard the ball twice. That's the only rules. Let's go. Get there quick. What do you got? Yep, next group. So hold up. We've only got 8 players, so let's make sure we reset. Next group, let's go. Play with pace. Two more groups. Good, go with pace, pace. All right, hold up there. So that was a good example, really good pace there, Ruby. You probably could have taken another step and been on the rim yourself, okay? So let's really look at attacking. Last group here, let's go.
Other ball.
All right, nice shot. So just before we go to the next drill, a couple of things there. It was probably pretty quiet overall on D. The focus was on offense, but not a lot of noise out there. So that's one thing for the rest of the session. Let's make sure whether it's offense or D, really try and talk it up. Okay, let's get 4 yellow shirts out here. Actually, let's get 4 yellow shirts on the baseline. 3 white shirts, 1 at the middle here. Yep, Coco, you can throw that ball out. That's fine. All right, so now we're going to go a full court drill. We've got 4 offense and only 3 D. So the way it's going to work, white, you've got to sprint to the half and then back to your spot. Yellow, you've got to sprint from the baseline to the foul line. I'm going to throw the ball to someone, and then it's 4 on 3 going down the other end, and then we'll go 3 on 4 back this way. We got that? Now, just to the foul line. So you're both running the same distance. So it's just to get a bit of movement to start with. Variations of this drill could be 4 lines or 5 lines. Coach stands here, throw a ball. This is just a little bit different. And because our focus right now is on our fast break offense, the offense has got the advantage. All right, so D, your rules are the same. Guard the ball, the basket, talk it. You're just going to have to scramble and hustle. Offense, you're really looking to get it and go. Now, what we'll hopefully see is these guys spacing the floor well. They're in an SDP program, but we're not going to go into the detail. So we'll see how they go with that. All right, ready? Go. Get there quick. Get there quick. Go. Go the other way. Go, go, go. All right, sub come in and change it over. So white's on offense, 3 yellow. We'll go 2 more trips. Go. Talk it up. All right, here we go, last one. So again, right now we haven't really talked about rules. We're trying to get out and run as quick as we can. But you guys, let's really try and use the same philosophy that you use. So if you're running a wing, let's get wide, as Nick was just saying earlier. You're trying to hit that T intersection. We're attacking the seams and making good decisions down the other end. All right, last trip, here we go. Go, don't wait for him, don't wait, don't wait. Play back the other way. All right. Not too bad. So the next phase for us of this, if we were at a normal practice, we'd go through a few stages like this, and then we'd start looking at some specifics. So it might be a kick ahead up the lane into a drag screen. We might be trying to get our first big on the rim. We're actually taking a similar philosophy this year than Melbourne United. Not sure if you saw the guy that was down here at the Blitz this year. We're really trying to put pressure and heat on the rim, but then it's not clogging up the paint. So I might be sprinting to the corner or clearing out the opposite side. And then the second phase of our fast break might be, you know, flow type principles. It could be a back cut, it could be throw the ball, chase it into a ball screen. So that's sort of where we'd go to next with our transition fast break stuff. We're just going to go really quickly through a full court 2-on-1 +1. The real objective for us this year is trying to go putting pressure on the rim offensively. As soon as that's over, getting on to your next job defensively. Again, what was happening last night, even at practice, before we stopped and emphasised it, let's say I've come down here and I've made a layup, right, then I just turn and start jogging down this way. Whereas what we want our players to do, I've got my layup, now I'm looking at, all right, who am I defending, getting onto that next job. So the way to work, let's get one white defender in the paint, 2 gold at the half, other gold players on that side, other white players over here. So again, variations of this drill have been around for decades. We've got a driving lane, passing lane. It's 2-on-1. As soon as the ball crosses the halfway, second defender runs in, got to get a foot in the circle, then it's a 2-on-2 situation. For the first, we'll only go about 30 seconds, few trips up. Make or miss, there's no D, just get it and go. Then we'll reset and look at playing D in the back court. You steal it, you go again, all right? Really good drill to get the energy up, get you locked in about offense to D to offense to D. Any questions? Let's go. Go the other way, no D, no D.
Is it one shot?
Yep, one shot only. Get it and go, fast break. Good, good pace. Next group, go. Yep, going yellow, last trip. Here we go, last one. All right, hold it up, hold up. White ball here, going that way. Yep, white. So same drill, 2-on-1 +1. Now whether it's a make or a miss, you can play D back to the half court. If you steal it, you go again. Now if we're running this drill at practice, we want to make it really competitive from the start. So what we've actually started doing, and it hasn't been every practice because you've got to have the people on, you know, shot clocks and being able to score and so forth. We're really emphasising points in the paint. So if we do this drill, we might say every basket in the keyway is actually worth 4 points. Everything mid-range is worth 1 and 3 is worth 3. So then the players start thinking, okay, if I'm scoring in the paint, whether it's a layup, whatever, that's worth 4 points. So double what it would usually be. So really trying to emphasise the value there rather than anywhere else. We good? Let's go. D it up. Okay, basketball rules. Score, you got to take it out. And then we play from there. If you get a steal, we go back. Let's go. Yep, fast break, fast break. Yep, white ball, take it out, match up, match up. Good, good. Go trap it if you can. Good steal, going the other way. Get it and go. Okay, just hold up there. We'll have a couple more reps in a minute, but usually with this drill, we'd either go for 5 minutes, or we might say it's the first team to 11. But even though it's not perfect at either the offensive or the defensive end, it gets people going, gets a bit of energy up, and then we keep building on that. So good effort out there. What I'd say at the defensive side of the game, let's say Holly's inbounding right now, and White's on D, and let's say we're guarding the ball right now. What we don't want is to get beat over the top with a pass. So Caleb, you've got to be smart with this. If you're denying Ruby, you've got to make sure you take a step this way, Ruby, and then you're out of there, all right? We don't want the ball beating us over the top. So other options that you might have, you're behind Ruby. Claire, you're coming at face guard here, and we'll get back to that a bit later. All right, we'll go another minute. Let's go. White, hold up, white ball, quick. Let's go. Just go from there, that's fine, go from there. Run in, Neve. D him up, D him up. You can trap it if you want. Good. 8 seconds, take it out, quick. White ball, go from there. Get it and go. Eyes up, eyes up. Right, probably an 8-second violation, but we'll let him go. Okay, let's hold up there. So you can see a couple of pretty ugly possessions there, but sometimes it's best just to let that go and you might address it afterwards. But again, for you guys, making good decisions, all right? So if you see I'm gold and there's 2 white shirts ahead of me, you might need a retreat dribble, use your partner, okay? So let's keep that in mind as we go into the next part of the drill. So that's a bit about our fast break philosophy. Again, really trying to lift the effort, intensity of practice. Again, as I said, it's not always perfect, but we focus on executing at the rim and trying to make good decisions. But always trying to coach both ends of the floor as well. So even though it's an offensive focus, just trying to give the D a few rules there. We're now going to look at some of our full court defensive broader rules. So if you looked at our roster, you'd probably say, well, it's not a defensive team. We're probably a team that wants to put 90 to 100 points on the board. That's probably the way we're going to try and win games. But we still want to have some rules defensively. And that's purely based on personnel. Like if I was a US college coach or a WNBA coach or coaching in Europe, you can actually really recruit to the style that you want. But for us this year, Chargers were out for a year. We're like, well, how do we get the best team on the court? It might not be exactly the players, not saying we don't want the players, but the players that fit a certain system. So as a coach, we need to modify our system a bit based on the players that we've got. All right, so first thing we're going to look at, and let's bring it down here. Let's get a white player inbounding here with D. Yep, and let's say Coco, you're in, and Neve's matched up on Coco. Everyone else jump off on the baseline. Okay, so we're just going to start off here in the half court, and again, it's part of our full court defensive pressure, but we'll just build it up 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and then 4-on-4. We call this our face 40D, and we're only just starting to implement it with the Chargers. So Neve, you're going to jump on the other side of Coco. Again, we don't want to get beaten over the top. A lot of teams might put some pressure on the ball, then it's inbounded and either go and trap or sprint back and plug. With this D, Abby, you're face guarding Coco and trying to deny, okay? So Neve and Abby, you're working as a team. Coco, your job's to get open. Once that happens, it's 2-on-2. Once you get to halfway, drill's over, okay? So defense, if you steal it, you can score. Offense, you're just working together. Any questions? All right, let's go. All right, so next 4, ready to go. Grab a ball, quick. Sprint around, guys, and line up again. Yep, quick, jump off, next group. Change it over. White's on D now. Got to communicate to it. Yep, talk it up. Last one. Okay, good example there. Did a good job for probably 4 of the 5 seconds that Caleb's allowed to have the ball, but then on that 5th second allowed the ball over the top. We've got now probably a 4-on-3 or a 4-on-2, whatever, and you two guys are getting subbed out of the game. All right, so understand what we're trying to do. There weren't a lot of instructions there. What we'd say, and it might depend on who we're playing against, we might say, Claire catches it there, and we want to trap it, because this might be a point guard that can just rip you apart on the dribble. So we might say, we'll get it out of the point guard's hands. So let's say it gets thrown over to Caleb. Holly will now sprint back, and you might deny that. Or it might be, if this player's got heaps of pace and they can break 2 people and they catch it, yep, Holly, you might just jump back to more a traditional plugger's position, okay? Now we're gonna have a look at the same drill, 3-on-3. So the way we'll work it, offense and defense over here, you're trying to deny. Let's get offense and D at the halfway. Yep, right back to half, blue line. Blue line. Okay, so now you've got a bit of a pressure release option. So our third offensive player can shoot straight down the line if we can't get that ball in. Once it comes in, it's just 3-on-3 down and back. We good? Let's go. Yep, play. All right, out of court. Just, yep, jog it back quick. You guys get ready to come in. We need 2 pairs to stay, let's go. Just use 1 ball, Holly, throw that one out now. Okay, so this is another thing where we have this exact same issue, and this is probably like many of our club trainings where you might have 8 players, so it's hard to do 5-on-5 stuff, so really have to crank things up, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, but what it relies on is you guys locking in. Once that part of the drill's over, you need 2 pairs back here. We want to see you sprint back. I'm inbounding, I'm running point, I'm at the half, talk it up so we know where we are, then we go. All right, let's go, next group. That's all right, yep, there's no rules there. Go the other way, fast break, fast break. All right, last one, here we go. Get to a different spot. So defense, our rule for this one's going to be, if Caleb catches it, we're saying right now we don't want Caleb to bring the ball up. So you guys are going to go and trap it. It might be corralling, so don't reach and gamble at it. Corralling, trying to get the ball out of Caleb's hands, and then Neve, you're going to deny catching that back. Okay, we good with that? Go trap it. What was our rule? All right, so again, know your job. So right now, Neve, you're going to stay home with Caleb. We don't want the ball going back there. So lock in, here we go. Yep, so that's all right. Now sprint, sprint. Get it in. Good, good. All right, let's bring it down. So just being mindful of time. Usually we'd build that up. It might be 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and then we might go to 5-on-5 off a free throw or something. So, and we'd have a rule for that particular game. Right, we're going to try and trap, keep the ball out of Bet Cole's hands from Dandenong or whoever we might be playing. So we'd adjust that during the season, but have some broader rules and then just keep modifying it depending on who we're playing. So again, for us, big part of bringing Shyla Hill into the team is she's going to be that person really leading our defence full court. I wouldn't want to be bringing the ball up against her, and hopefully that rubs off on players like Shana Thompson, Because again, if we turn up here on a Wednesday night to SBL, and I've coached in that league and watched that league, a lot of our players and these guys are starting to play, which is great, but there's not a lot of pressure in that league, and that sometimes translates into a mindset at Siebel NBL 1 level, all right? So we're trying to bring in players to complement that, and Shiloh actually wants to play on Wednesday night, so I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Okay, next part of our full court D is a zone press. Okay, now this will be quite different for you guys. Some of you Kings players have seen it, and we've had a bit of success with it. We've had some failure with it, but we're going to try something similar this year with our NBL 1 program. So it's a 1-2-2 full court press. The objective here is to try and just change the direction of the game, change the tempo of the game. If I'm inbounding the ball, quite often there's full court denial pressure. But what we want to see is, and let's say we've got Ruby inbounding the ball, and Neve, you might be playing the point for the yellow team, and we've got white team, come on down. We've got one player, sort of 3-point line, hands up. So who's that? Yep, 2 at the half. And Caleb jumped down, and that's right. Daniel, you've got a white shirt. Do you mind just standing down there as our 5th defender? Okay, so what we want Ruby to see is 5 sets of hands out nice and wide. Okay, so yep, everyone hands up nice and wide, because then they start to think, oh, what's actually going on here? Is it a press? Is it a zone? Like, what's happening? And you guys, it's almost like you're a little bit disinterested. Okay, so you're there, you've got your hands out, but we're not denying, we're here. Once the ball gets thrown in to Neve, what we want to do is funnel the ball to one side of the court. All right, so again, we're not trying to steal the ball, but your angle might just change a little bit from here to something like this. And as Neve's just sort of walking the ball, I might sort of stunt out a little bit, but we're just trying to take up space. All right, and again, we're looking a little bit standoffish, a bit disinterested, not trying to steal that ball. Right now, Abby's there, so Coco, you'd have to make an adjustment. We don't want Neve just to be able to make that pass. Daniel, of course, will be communicating to you. Just bring it back, Neve. What we don't want is to get split right through the middle of the zone. So again, our next line of help might actually step right across depending on this particular player. And you guys at the back, really important. Similar philosophy to having a captain, steering the ship, you're seeing everything, communicating, and we're trying to take away those gaps. What we're trying to do, say you're a little bit wider there, Neve, we want to try and create a passing error. That's probably the best way for us to get a turnover here. If Neve throws the ball over here, and let's say Ruby, you're wider, we might now just change our angle, and we start trying to funnel Ruby down this side of the floor. All right, so again, our zone starts to shift, and we all come across. We want to take away that pass to Holly. Don't want to get beat here, so we're starting to sort of corral in and close that gap a bit. Coco's across. And again, the pass we'd live with is a pass wide to the opposite side of the court. Because if that happens and it crossed the court, we'd probably just scramble. We don't go back to a zone out of this. We go back man to man and everyone just matches up. So what we're going to do, and we don't have a lot of time, is just have a look at this and we'll play it, we'll just play live straight away. So offense, you've only got 4 players. So Daniel, you're not going to be under too much duress down there. But what we want our back line of the zone to do is to shift as the ball moves. So right now, if it's with Neve, Daniel would be an interceptor if Abby was deeper. Okay. Now Caleb's coming across, we're filling this middle spot, because what we don't want, the best way to beat a 1-2-2 press is just to get someone to flash here, Neve passes to me, then I turn, and now we're playing this way, all right? So take that away. So not a lot of rules. We're not trying to steal the ball by going and scramble, gamble. We're just trying to force to a sideline, passing error. But let's say Neve's got her head down and dribbling here. As we're closing in, we could look to trap here. If we throw it over the top right now, Daniel would be jamming that and Coco can go and trap. So let's just have a look at it and we'll see how it unfolds. Okay, yep, sprint back here, sprint back quick. One more time. All right, and usually what we do with a bit more time is actually sort of build this up. So similar to what we did with our man-to-man full court pressure, we'd start 2-on-2, 3-on-3, you might even have 3D, 2-0 just to create that disadvantage that way. So it's hard to sort of throw these guys straight into 5-on-5. Remember what we want to do, right now I can see a huge gap there, so if Neeb catches it, we need to jump across a bit and fill that. And again, you might stunt at the ball, but we can see what happened with the offense, so we're sort of a little bit hesitant, all right? And really what we're trying to do is get someone to think, oh crap, maybe it's an 8-second violation, I need to throw it, ball's in the air, Daniel being the athlete that he is, he's going to get there and take that. All right, let's have one more look at it. So right now we'll just go one time, game speed, white, let's see what we can do here. Talk it up. Now you're man to man. Okay, yep, huddle up, bring it down here. Yep, sprint, let's go. Okay, so in that scenario, what ended up happening down there, thanks Daniel, good work. Yellow team was on offense, right? So, you know, the ball they beat the zone, they think, okay, we've done our job, now what do we do? Like we haven't been able to get into our trans fast break, and they end up taking a shot that probably wasn't one that they'd drawn up. So that's almost as good as the turnover, then we'll be able to take off and come back this way. So for us, you know, my plan right now is to have a 1-2-2 zone. That might not work, so we might flip around and go a 2-2-1 or a 1-3-1, but right now, that's the way we're looking to play it, and we'll just make adjustments as we go along. So that's all part of the learning with coaching, working out your group. And what I'd like to finish off just with the last 5 or so minutes is just a really quick look at our zone defense. So let's get, Abby, if you can flip up white, please. Thanks for that. And white team, jump out here, you're going to be our demo defensive team. So traditionally what happens in a 2-3 zone, and I really like, is it Fistnik, the 1-3-1, the BTAS zone. I probably don't have the personnel for that this year. So we're going to look at a 2-3 zone, but it actually looks a bit like a 1-3-1, and you'll see in a minute why that's the case. All right, so usually what would happen, your big would go to the middle of the zone. Okay, so Caleb's the tallest guy out here, so automatically he's like, yep, your big goes to the middle of the zone. The purpose of this zone is actually to try and hide someone who might be bigger but might not have the foot speed. So I want Abby and Caleb to swap spots. Because again, usually what happens in a zone, all right, let's say the ball's gone to the wing and Caleb has got that. So, and someone swept through, overloaded that corner. And let's say this is Matty Garrick, who plays for Melbourne Boomers. That's a shot, that's as good as a layup, all right? And usually our 5 is the slowest player, right? You just plonk them in the middle of the zone. There's no chance of that player getting there. All right, so what we're doing is having more of an athlete, someone who's agile, to be able to get there. So let's bring it back and we'll show just how that builds up. So this was the zone I mentioned earlier. Wayne Brown, we sort of went back and forth with a few things. And it was actually a zone that changed the game for us. Simo, you'd remember Clara Wisher. We sat her in the middle of the zone, and we had Kylie McCauley in this spot. Usually it'd be the opposite way around. For any of you that have followed the Chargers, Kylie was 3 or 4 months pregnant at the start of the 2015 season. So look, we actually didn't want her to play, but she's like, I'm playing. So we're like, okay, how do we manage that? And this was one of the ways, and it actually ended up being quite effective for us. So what's going to happen, let's say Neve's got the ball, and you're on a seam or thereabouts. Yep, so just jump across. And Coco, even though we're in a zone, we want to put pressure on the ball, okay? So what's going to happen next is, let's say this is our big that doesn't really have a great amount of foot speed. So the ball gets kicked to the wing. Caleb's going to take that, and let's still overload the corner like we talked about. So, all right, just hold up there. All right, so what's going to happen now, Abby, on that pass, you're trying to arrive on the catch. So pass it, yep, Ruby. and you want to really look to jam that up, all right? So it's, yep, take away Neve's space. Try and get her on the back foot. By that time, Coco, you've bumped Caleb back, and now, Claire, you're coming across, you're now filling up the middle, or if there'd been a post splash here, that's your responsibility. And our player that's not quite as quick, your long shift right to the opposite side of the court. Okay? Now, let's say Neve, you're in the corner. Let's just space it out a bit here, guys. So Ruby, a bit higher. We would then be in full denial here, all right, to make that difficult. Abby, you've jammed that up because you're our quick athletic, probably usually playing the 3 spot or thereabouts. And now what we're trying to do is, again, a pass error. So we can't pass it out here because, again, Coco, you're back. Traditional zone might be just allow this to come out, ball gets reversed, and then we're reactive. We're denying that. We've jammed that. Now we're trying to get Neve to make a pass error out, and we've got some interceptors here. So let's bring it back. Back to your starting spots. Now the challenge for you guys is to try and play with a bit of game, pace and speed. We've been stopping and starting a lot. We've only got a couple of minutes to go. Let's just get you a little bit higher, Ruby. One more step in. That's good. All right, Neve's here. So we've got the ball there. So the way the drill's going to start, we're passing it. Holly, I want you to sprint through to the corner on that pass. You're getting there, Caleb. Now remember, this is the person that might not be able to put a heap of pressure, but it's just carrying a hand. Now Coco is going, go, go. Caleb's out of there. All right, and then we're just going to play live from there. Interceptor. All right, offense has only got 3, so D should win. Any questions? We good? All right, here we go.
Ball.
Go. All right, bring it back. Bring it back. So this is where, again, Nick was talking about communicating right at the start. To play a zone like this, you've got to be loud, all right? You've got to be assertive with it. Bring the ball back. So what I want to happen here on that pass, yep, pass it. Caleb's got that now. Coco, you've got to say to Caleb, go, all right? And you're bumping back, all right? As that's happening, Holly, you're sweeping through to the corner, and Abby's going to get that. All right, so let's really pick it up. Here we go. Now we're only going to do the first part of it tonight. We're not going to look at sort of what it looks like if the ball gets reversed. Just looking at trying to deny this and get a pass so we can intercept, okay? We good? Here we go.
Ball, ball, ball.
Jam it, jam it. Okay, all right, so a reasonable they scored, but it was probably a fingertip away from getting it, and that's where that second side of the zone, you've got to not think, oh, I'm just here taking up space. You've got to think, right, the ball's in the corner. Holly actually did get on a back foot a bit, which was great. Passing it something like this, the ball's in the air, we're getting that, and we've got a layup down the other end. Then we might go set up our 1-2-2 press or whatever it might be. Let's have one more look at it. Change of spot. Ruby, you're at the point. Neve's going to swing through, Holly's on the wing. We good? Here we go.
Yeah,
Ball, ball, ball.
Jam it. Okay. What happened? Stepped out of court. So perfect, because usually what would happen, let's take it back again, traditional 2-3 zone. Yep, bring it, go back to your starting spots. Where were you, Neve? So this time, yep, Caleb, you're going to go here. Neve, you're coming through. And usually this is not an athlete, this is a traditional 5, and that's a catch and shoot. Whereas Abby was there, right on the catch, and Neve puts a foot out there, we're going back the other way. All right, so good job, guys. Now, it's a couple of minutes before 8, so I'm not going to go into too much more detail with that, but again, this is a work in progress for us. The plan is that we'll have a 2-3 zone, but it might end up being something a little bit different. The way we did it back in 2015 is we had tall, athletic, good rebounding guards. So we'd actually pick the ball up the court, and our second guard would almost start. Let's just set this up, guys. Ruby's got the ball. Let's get Coco, you're guarding that. Yep, take it up, right up to about half. And we're actually putting pressure on that. So it's almost like man-to-man D. Our second guard's on the nail. You 3 guys are lined up here as you were. Yep. Nail. Middle. Yep. All right, and this is where I said it looks a little bit like a 1-3-1 because these guys start to creep out because again, if there's no one here, there's no point in them just standing here with their arms up. So Caleb's anticipating the ball's going to go to the wing, Holly. So he starts to creep out and then again he can arrive on the catch. We throw it, we bump across here, Coco, you'd now sprint back and we're still in our 2-3 zone, but it starts to look a bit more like a 1-3-1 and we just played around with that. But Clara wishes some games, playing that traditional 5 spot, would have 5 or 6 steals just on bounce passes through the paint, thank you, lead the break. It was good, wasn't it, Brad?
I think you put the right person who can read the game in the middle of the zone and they'll make a killing out of it.
Yep, so you know, it could be at the junior level, you know, someone who might not have that foot speed, and basically what you're doing is saying, yep, do a good job of get to that first one now, we're bumping you, and we bump right out to that weak side and they can be a help situation. So coming in guys. So that's a really lightning overview on some of the stuff that we're trying to build up this year. It is a work in progress for us and you know, Maddie and Brad and Bradley Vanderkamp's also at a lot of our practices, not as a formal part of our coaching staff, but just you know, probably through the connection we're trying to have with Nick and BTAS. So if anyone wants to come to a practice, they're all open sessions. Happy to talk about what our plan is for the night. Yep, so we're Monday 6 p.m. till 7:30. We got it right, yep, and Thursday 7:30 to 9. So I'll email that to Nick and maybe part of the, I'm happy to just put those times in there. Usually on a Thursday, what we'll do as the season kicks in, that'll be like our video scout, go through our game plan night because the guys train before us. But yeah, we only have 90 minutes twice a week, so it's not a huge amount of time. And then we do some individual sessions, depending if I can take a lunch break and those sort of things. But it is, what we're trying to do is get the players to coach themselves a bit during the week where they might buddy up. You know, players like Kathleen, Shyla Hill, they're not working 9 to 5, they're doing school clinics and promos, but they can go and shoot 2 or 3 times a week. Nick's going to help us out a bit, which is great. So we're really looking forward to strengthening that connection with BTAS, and hopefully we see players here that you know aspire to come into the Chargers over the next couple of years, which is really what our role is to help you know be part of that pathway, whether it might be a stop off on the way to US college or wherever else it might be, and then for players at the end who might circle back after WNBL, WNBA. So yep, happy to take any questions or throw back to Nick.
Yeah, what we might do, first of all, can we put our hands again for the athletes, but definitely for Mark.
That's it.